Hi, I'm Mecklenburg Times editor Scott Bautman, and we want to thank you for joining us for a very special 50 Most Influential Women of 2021. Naturally, we'd all rather be gathering in person as we have done in years past for this event, but the world being what it is today, that's just not possible. I, however, remain a prime optimist. One might even call me Optimist Prime, and I want us to be able to gather next year in person if possible. But even though we can't do that this year, we're glad to present the awards to you in this format so that not only can you keep them around for years to come to rewatch, but your friends and family from around the country that might not be able to make it to the Charlotte area could at least participate virtually with us. The year 2021 has been filled with hope, breakthroughs, and a world that is focused on surviving. And our class of 50 Most Influential Women proves that no hardship can keep a good woman down, as they have persevered through the pandemic and countless other challenges. They pick themselves up when they stumble, and they find a way around, or sometimes even through, whatever obstacles are there, and they figure out a way to thrive and make a difference in their communities. Please join us now in recognizing this year's 50 Most Influential Women, and we certainly want to thank our sponsors for all their help in keeping this grand tradition going. And now, on with the show. Michelle Abbott, Duke Energy. As Director of Sustainability at Duke Energy in Harrisburg, Michelle Abbott plays a key role in developing and executing the company's operating strategies. She leads the company's employee engagement program and represents the company externally to industry leaders. She graduated from NC State University magna cum laude with a bachelor's degree in industrial engineering. Abbott credits her father with inspiring her to pursue a career in engineering. I loved math in high school, but had no idea how to channel that interest into a fulfilling career until my father opened my eyes to the field of engineering, she said. During college, when the courses got really hard, my father encouraged me, and I was able to graduate with honors. Sil Ganzo, Our Bridge for Kids. As founder and executive director of Our Bridge for Kids, Sil Ganzo is dedicated to supporting refugee and immigrant children adjusting to life in the United States. She says her work inspires her every day. What inspires me the most is knowing that we still have so much work to do before we achieve equity and justice, especially for the immigrant community. She said, I want to see my family, my neighbors, and my community being treated with dignity and respect everywhere they go. I'm also fired up by the thought that someday undocumented residents' humanity will be recognized and valued in our country. Emma Allen, State Farm Insurance. Emma Allen with State Farm Insurance is an award-winning financial services professional member and was a member of the Les Brown Speakers Network from 2007 to 2013. She has over 25 years of financial services experience, and her previous honors include being a local insurance team Customer Service Excellence Award winner, a former columnist for Pride magazine, a Maya Angelou Women Who Lead Award recipient, and a recipient of the Thurgood Marshall Award. Jennifer Belk, Loom Co-Creating and Design Space. As the owner and community manager of Loom Co-working Gallery and Event Space in Fort Mill, Jennifer Belk marries innovation with community. Her facility is the first of its kind in York County.
There have really been some exciting opportunities happening in the co-working and flexible office industry the last couple of years. It's really been a remote work experiment of sorts, and employers and HR professionals are understanding that they have to meet their employees where they are. What I mean by that is they understand now that benefits are not a one-size-fits-all. And those things that used to be valued, like the prime parking spot or the Uptown Gym membership, are not the things that are really going to affect the productivity and satisfaction of their valuable employees. They need benefits that are going to help them be more professional, help them have better mental health, and feel less isolated. things are going to give them better work-life balance, and as well as to retain and to recruit the best talent who are now demanding those flexible work accommodations. They've also found that having a great Wi-Fi connection is no longer what they need to provide. They need to provide a place that allows for valuable face-to-face meeting spaces, which we understand is even more important than it was several years ago. Places that are safe and are encouraging of interaction and the creating of a community. That they need places where they'll be professional looking in front of clients, where they'll have the technology so that they feel like they are professional on Zoom meetings that help them be the most productive. And that's really where co-working facilities and communities can come in and fill in those gaps and provide those benefits that will help employers and HR professionals get the most from their employees.
Catherine Southard, CBRE. As a vice president with CBRE in Charlotte, Catherine Southard's primary focus is on providing services to family offices and high net worth individuals, as well as land investment sales and retail. She has more than 12 years of commercial real estate experience that includes investment sales, site selection services, along with retail, mixed use, and residential development. Prior to joining CBRE, Southard was the founder of Einon Investments. For Southard, the secret to success is taking the long view to, quote, always look beyond the transaction and focus on the long-term relationship, she said.
Catherine Southard, CBRE. These past couple years have taught us the importance of relationships. We've had to work to creatively figure out ways to impact others' lives, really listen to what matters to them and understand why it matters, who matters, what date might matter, and then follow up on those moments in their lives. Doing this all from a distance can be a challenge, but so rewarding to see that relationships strengthen and let others know that you care about more than just the deal at the table. You care about them as a person, and you're truly actively listening to what they have to say and understanding why it matters to them.
Tori Stevens, Evolution. As CEO and career strategist for Evolution, a Charlotte firm devoted to career coaching, Tori Stevens brings a wealth of real-world experience to her role. She has conducted over 12,000 interviews, hired more than 2,000 individuals, and developed and managed more than 1,200 people in corporate settings and higher education. Christa Stout, Beasley Media Group. In her role as General Sales Manager for Beasley Media Group, Christa Stout is responsible for the Charlotte region, where she manages digital sales for 6 radio stations. In recognition of her professional excellence over the years, she has received a Gracie Allen Award for her local PSA radio work. She has also been named a Radio Wayne finalist by Radio Inc. magazine. She has a bachelor's degree in biology from UNC Charlotte. And in her life and work, Stout says that she draws inspiration from her son. He's always the reason why I work hard and strive to grow and achieve my goals, she said. I want him to learn that it takes dedication and hard work, and you can do anything if you put your mind to it. Give it all, and always be kind.
Hi, I'm Christa Stout, General Sales Manager at Beasley Media Group in Charlotte. The people that influence me the most would be my parents. They really have shown me my entire life what hard work is and what comes of working hard and being driven. The way I influence others is really trying to be that same example for my kids and for them to see that life doesn't just hand you things, you have to work for them, and it takes a lot of hard work. What things do I think are important to maintain in this ever-changing world we live in would be kindness. You never know what someone else is going through. So that's one thing I really tried to do, is always be kind to others, because you just never know. So what things do I think are important to nourish during these times would be definitely your relationships, and then always be kind. People in this more virtual world, you really see that people need interaction. So it is very important to maintain great relationships, especially with your colleagues and people you work for. You spend a lot of time with them, and just always be kind. If I had the ability to mentor my younger self, some of the advice I would give is don't ever give up. Don't ever let anybody else influence your direction and drive. I think as women, we can be hesitant to ask for things that we really deserve, and don't be afraid to do that. Don't ever be afraid to do that, because you probably do deserve better. You just haven't asked for it.
Marianne Chaney, First National Bank of Pennsylvania. Marianne Chaney, Regional Manager of Investment Real Estate at First National Bank of Pennsylvania in Charlotte, is focused on building relationships with top developers in the Carolinas for commercial real estate loans, deposits, and banking services. She earned a Bachelor of Arts degree in economics from Wake Forest University, where she graduated magna cum laude. Chaney has enjoyed a long career in banking, beginning as a commercial relationship manager with Wachovia Bank in 1987. She held similar positions with South Trust and First Charter Bank before moving into position as commercial real estate market manager for the Carolinas for SunTrust Bank. Sherry Commander, Lincoln Harris. As a senior property manager for Lincoln Harris, Sherry Commander manages a 7-member team and co-manages 16 property managers and is responsible for ensuring her team is handling their properties and daily duties with optimal performance.
When I was younger, I was scared and intimidated by other women and their accomplishments, and unfortunately this held me back for many years. So if I was able to advise an emerging female leader today, this is what I would tell her. Don't be scared. You're going to experience disappointment and failures, but they do not define you. Use those experiences to learn from and grow stronger from. The world is crazy, but it is also filled with so many opportunities. So set goals, step out of your comfort zone, and take risk. If you get knocked down, remember you're resilient, so get back up. Surround yourself with successful people and ask questions. Soak up their knowledge. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. You never know what ideas will work. And no matter how old you get, never stop learning. Be true to yourself. Be authentic. Don't alter your personality, values, or spirit to achieve goals. Stay honest with yourself and others, and everything else will align. Next, don't compare yourself to others. As women, this is one of our biggest pitfalls. Successful leaders are all different, so find your style and run with it. Lastly, don't hesitate helping other people succeed and grow. It doesn't diminish your success. Success isn't just about what you accomplish in your life, it's what you inspire and help others do. As I was reminded recently and leave with you now, empowered women empower women.
Alyssa Frederico, Foundation for the Carolinas. Alyssa Frederico, CPA, is Vice President for Finance at Foundation for the Carolinas in Charlotte, where her primary responsibilities include serving as the Foundation's financial point of contact for client relationships. She manages the daily activities of the finance team, oversees the internal controls of the Foundation, and ensures adequate controls are in place. Glenda Gabriel, Bank of America. Glenda Gabriel is Employee Financial Services and Lending Solutions Executive for Bank of America in Charlotte, where she leads a team dedicated to connecting employees, retirees, and clients with financial education, solutions, resources, tools, expert advice, and guidance to help them to achieve their life priorities.
My name is Glenda Gabriel. I'm the Employee Financial Services Executive at Bank of America. I'd like to thank Mecklenburg Times for all the great work that they do in the community and to congratulate all the other honorees. You know, when I'm asked who most influenced my career, that's an easy question for me, my mother and father. I was born when my mother was 15 and my father was 16. And, you know, they married at a tender age, and by any measure, they could have become statistics. Life was just not easy for them. They later divorced, but they were very strong role models for me, and they all achieved success in their career. You know, my mother, Dr. Lois Harry, graduated from high school with honors, later went on to obtain several degrees from UC Berkeley, and later earned her doctorate. My father, Mr. James Galbert, you know, was the first African-American plant manager for General Motors. In my early childhood, I dealt with petit mal epilepsy, and, you know, that was not easy, but I outgrew it. And that temporary condition had a permanent imprint on me in two ways. One, it taught me empathy and compassion and how it was important to use your otherness to both learn, excel, and be the best version of yourself. And so I followed my mother's footsteps, and I went to Berkeley, having earned that, and I was pretty proud of myself. And I learned some critical lessons. You know, it's not where your circumstance defines you, but it's being the best version of yourself and never settling. And as my grandmother used to say, the very thing that you think might be against you could be the very making of you. You know, I'm often asked, what do you do to work with emerging leaders? And I've had the privilege of mentoring for many, many years. And so the first thing I do is we talk about their upbringing, their struggles, their successes and dreams. And the thing that I know is that it's impossible to do a good job at mentoring for anyone you've not taken the time to get to know, care about, and demonstrated a willingness to invest in, and vice versa. So mentoring is an active verb, and it's reciprocal. And for my mentees, they know where I'm coming from. My message is clear. Stay prepared. Take personal responsibility for your actions. Ask for feedback. It's a gift. Invest time in learning and do more than what's expected of you. And then I ask them to practice the law of prosperity. And that's defined by, first, know that they are enough and that they have enough to invest to make a difference in the lives of others. Two, lift it as they climb through intention and deed. And third, claim their genius. Remember that you bring dignity to the job and not the reverse. You know, use your voice and make sure that your impact is felt. And if you do those things, it's probably going to inspire others to tap into their genius. And I share with them, it's a good practice to not spend any time, you know, counting the mistakes you've made, but rather to enjoy and embrace the journey and look at things as lessons learned and blessings received. You know, people always ask me, how did you choose the company that you went to? And it's very easy for me again. I'm fortunate to be a leader of the company where my values align with the values of the company. There's a culture of responsible growth, and there's real investment in employees meeting the needs of clients and helping to strengthen the neighborhoods in which we serve. And I count that not only as a blessing, but it's certainly an obligation to always bring my best to what I do every single day.
Gibby Harris, Mecklenburg County Public Health Director. Gibby Harris, who recently retired as Mecklenburg County Public Health Director, has a long career of service. Among her many accomplishments, she led the county's response to the COVID-19 pandemic, developed and implemented a community HIV prevention plan, and created the County Office of Violence Prevention.
First, I'd like to thank the Mecklenburg Times for acknowledging the contributions of women leaders in the county. I'm honored to be included in the group of individuals for 2021. One of the things that I think is most important for aspiring leaders is to continue learning. It's something I have strived to do throughout my career. You can learn a lot by surrounding yourself with the right people. These include seeking out leaders with vision and ability to implement their vision, building relationships with individuals with community influence who demonstrate the importance of working with and for the community with humility, and finding people who are compassionate and who consistently understand the need to see and hear from people they work for, that work for them, and those they serve. Learning from others makes us better people, better leaders, and better servants. My advice for all young women seeking leadership roles includes the following. Maintain regular, honest communication with positive messaging to help bridge gaps and provide stability, especially following the pandemic, where people often feel uncertain and disconnected. Make time to listen to others and involve them in decision-making, implementing their ideas when you can. Assure opportunities for self-care and encourage use for all. Remember that you cannot please everyone all the time. You must have a sense of self that is strong and not dependent on what others think of you. You must believe in yourself, understand your own limitations and challenges, and have the humility to ask for help. Never take yourself too seriously. Above all, you have to maintain a sense of humor. The more you love and have passion for the work that you do, the more natural it becomes. And always try to practice what you preach. A quote from Pericles speaks to the impact I hope I have had in my career. What you leave behind is not what is engraved in stone monuments, but what is woven into the lives of others. We must all be willing to give back and to influence the future. Again, thank you for this honor.
Emily Crandall, JLL. As Marketing Director for JLL's Carolinas region, Emily Crandall leads the integrated marketing strategy and sales enablement for this national commercial real estate firm. She has 20 years of marketing experience and is responsible for all elements of the region's internal and external marketing, business development, public relations, property marketing, advertising, internal communications, events, and sponsorships. Crandall has a Bachelor of Science degree in marketing from the University of Maryland. Despite all of her achievements, Crandall is not ready to rest on her laurels. I've worked very hard to get where I am today, but there is so much more I want to do, she said. It isn't a job title or big event, but more about trying something out of my comfort zone, pushing myself, and challenging what I think I know by traveling abroad and getting back into volunteering.
So recently I heard some advice from my mentor, Denise Dexter, given to a group of people a couple months ago. She said that make sure you are always aligned with the right people. And what she meant by that was identify who that is early and sit next to them, raise your hand to help, ask questions, be the first to volunteer. Showing genuine initiative and curiosity will get you noticed.
Cathy Cummings, Bank of America. Cathy Cummings, Senior Vice President of Home Ownership Solutions and Affordable Housing Programs at Bank of America in Charlotte, works with HUD-approved housing counseling agencies and supports them through the bank's Connect to Own home buyer education program.
Thank you, Mecklenburg Times, and my partners at Community Link for this much appreciated and humbling honor, and my partners at LISC for their confidence in my leadership to help them succeed. I remember Floyd Davis, the executive director with Community Link, asking me, "What is my why?" And it's because there, but for the grace of God, go I. I'm blessed to have a role in my day job that enables me to serve my neighbors across the country with affordable home ownership opportunities. So my work at Community Link and LISC is an extension of the passion I have in my professional life. Charlotte has an affordable housing problem in both the rental and home ownership space that requires each of its citizens to step up in order to solve. Whether through supporting with your vote the Affordable Housing Bond, contributions to local nonprofits focused on affordable housing, donations of land, or any other creative methods we can identify. Charlotte currently has a need for 34,000 affordable housing units for those earning less than 80% of the area median income. I'm blessed to have a mother that taught me the joy of giving and serving from a very young age. I remember her volunteering with our youth group on camping trips, church plays, adopting grandparents at the local nursing home, and I even recall her receiving a phone call about a runaway teen not having a place to stay, and she welcomed him into her home. I also wouldn't be able to do what I do without my wonderful and supportive husband, Steve, who doesn't hesitate to roll up his sleeves and get busy when I overcommit and paint myself into a corner. Steve blessed me with two wonderful children, Danielle and Chris, who are my biggest cheerleaders, and the three of them are the loves of my life. I fall short every single day, but strive to live up to the scripture, to whom much is given, much will be required. Based on my blessings, I have a lot I need to give back. Thank you again for this honor, and I welcome connections to see how we can all become better neighbors within our community. Thank you, and have a great day.
Tamry Harris, Going Forward, Survivors to Thrivers. A survivor of childhood sexual abuse, Tamry Harris devotes her life and career to helping other survivors move forward and thrive through her work as co-founder of Going Forward, Survivors to Thrivers. Diane Jones, Maxis Advisors. Diane Jones worked her way up the ladder at Maxis Advisors, starting as an executive assistant in 2013. Just 6 years later, she had become senior manager of client services and now serves on the company's leadership team. She has a Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration and Management. Jones believes in building relationships through trust and authenticity. Anyone in economic development or the real estate industry understands how competitive things are, she said. Good things always come back around to you when you focus on being genuine and going that extra step to help build trust. Toyani Dewberry, Girl Scouts Hornets Nest Council. Toyani Dewberry, CEO of the Girl Scouts Hornets Nest Council of Charlotte, brings decades of experience serving nonprofits. She spent most of her career as the executive director of Right Moves for Youth, where she revitalized and refocused the organization's programs, led its rebranding efforts, and rebuilt the organization into the thriving Charlotte nonprofit it is today. Most recently, she served as the executive director of Temple Israel, where her work focused on community engagement, business development, operational efficiency, process improvement, and fundraising. Dewberry has a Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration, a master's degree, and a Doctor of Education degree in counseling from Gardner-Webb University. She credits her mother and her grandmothers with inspiring her to achieve her dreams. I witnessed their strength and determination in overcoming extraordinary odds in their own lives, she said. They always reminded me that average wasn't acceptable. Loretta Eve, Central Piedmont Community College. Loretta Eve is a dynamic business leader with an entrepreneurial mindset. She has a long career as a visionary community leader and an accountant. Since 2003, she has been a program administrator and instructor at Central Piedmont Community College. She has a Bachelor of Arts degree in accounting from Ahmadu Bello University in Nigeria, an MBA from the University of Maryland, and a Doctorate of Education degree from UNC Charlotte.
Hello everyone, my name is Loretta Eve. I'm very honored and deeply humbled to have been selected as one of the 50 most influential women by the Mecklenburg Times for 2021. If I were to be mentoring an emerging woman leader, what advice would I share? I would share the following. First, always remember that everything works out in a way, holistically, in a manner that is best for you. In other words, all will be well. Life is full of challenges. There's always going to be a challenge. But the beauty of going through challenges is you become stronger, you become wiser, you become more empathetic, you develop patience, you develop tenacity, you develop all the qualities that are essential for great leadership. All the pressures that you face are the pressures that change a piece of coal into a piece of diamond. So don't be afraid of challenges. You will overcome them. The next thing that I will share is that life is a journey. Be in the moment. Embrace it. It's a beautiful thing for people to be in the presence of someone who is always in the moment. The third thing I will share is that as a leader, people always remember the way you make them feel. And that is something that I learned from the great poet, the late Dr. Maya Angelou. She shared so much with us. Remember that. And then last but not the least, take care of yourself. Take care of your physical health. Take care of your emotional health. And last but not the least, take care of your spiritual health. Have something that centers you. Have something that allows you to recalibrate. Very important. Thank you so much.
Kathleen Jordan, Design and Strategy. Kathleen Jordan's background in interior design provides a unique perspective into the retail planning and design process through the lens of product merchandising. After 23 years as principal at Gensler, she recently became Vice President of Design, Planning, and Construction for the Neiman Marcus Group, headquartered in Dallas, Texas. Her experience encompasses block planning, merchandising, and design oversight, managing project design implementation through the construction documentation process and the administration phase. She has a Bachelor of Science degree in architecture from the University of Michigan. Jordan credits her parents for encouraging her to be passionate about her work and giving it her all. She also credits the mentors in her life for inspiring her professional growth. I have been blessed with some amazing mentors who taught me the ins and outs of the architectural and construction industry, she said. Without their examples to follow and the advice they've given over the years, I would not have become the caliber of professional I am today. Christa Carlson, SGA Namor Wright Designs. Christa Carlson, Principal and Chief Practice Officer for SGA Namor Wright Design, is an architect who handles a variety of firm-wide operations and ensures project quality and employee performance are maintained. She has a Master of Architecture degree from the Savannah College of Art and Design. During her career, she has worked for both small and large firms, developing her proficiency in design and construction administration of numerous commercial, residential, higher education, civic, and mixed-use projects. She credits the women in her life, especially her mother and grandmother, with inspiring her to set goals and then achieve them. Grandma Anita fed my creativity with every kind of craft and building block she could put in front of me, and my mom instilled in me early on that there wasn't anything that I could not accomplish if I put my mind to it, Carlson said. They each played a critical role in the person I have become and things that I have achieved so far. Allison Korowski, Hopeway. After earning her Bachelor of Science degree from Benedictine University and medical degree from Midwestern University, Allison completed her general psychiatry residency training at Duke University and forensic psychiatry residency at UNC Chapel Hill. She maintains her academic appointments with both Duke University Department of Psychiatry and Behavioral Sciences and the UNC School of Medicine. She is triple board certified in psychiatry, forensic psychiatry, and addiction medicine. In 2006, she founded the Forensic Psychiatry Program and Clinic at the University of North Carolina School of Medicine in Chapel Hill. She has continued her national forensic psychiatry work through the UNC Chapel Hill Psychiatry Department for the past several years. Among other leadership positions, she has served as the Medical Director of Quality at Cone Health Behavioral Health Hospital, the Medical Director of Fellowship Hall, a specialty hospital for alcohol and drug addiction treatment, and the Medical Director of the San Diego Professional Group in Southern California. Barbara Mckay, simply Barbara Mckay. Barbara Mckay, former host of WBTV's Top of the Day show, has produced and hosted a myriad of lifestyle shows locally, regionally, and nationally. She has launched 2 successful magazines in the Charlotte market and shares her passion for food, fashion, family, and furry friends on the digital landscape through her website and blog titled Simply Barbara. Last October, she released her first food memoir, Coming Home, Reflections and Recipes from a Life in the Spotlight. Mckay holds a Bachelor of Arts degree in elementary education and teaching from UNC Chapel Hill. Emily Brewer Douglas, Stimmel Associates. Emily Brewer Douglas is a landscaped architect with Stimmel Associates, civil engineering and land planning firm in Charlotte. She is a licensed landscape architect in North Carolina and South Carolina and is certified by the Council of Landscape Architectural Registration Boards. I've been doing this for over 15 years, but I honestly feel like I'm just getting started, she said. I'd love to work on more and more projects that are focused on filling gaps that have been far too long overlooked in providing equitable access to basic rights, products, and services, and environmental justice in our region. Brewer Douglas has a bachelor's degree in landscape architecture from The Ohio State University and an MBA from UNC Charlotte Belk College of Business. She is active on committees of the American Society of Landscape Architects and a mentor with The Ohio State University. Stacy Casio, Pink Mentors Network. Understanding the importance of mentorship, in 2017, Stacy Casio launched the Pink Mentor Network, Charlotte's first female mentorship community. She credits her own mentors with introducing her to opportunities that led to career success. My business started because I was looking for a female mentor, she said. I created monthly mentorship events that built a loyal following and an incredibly supportive community. What event or person was most influential in inspiring her? She says, the Women of Pink Mentor Network. Every time I wanted to quit, a new, extraordinary member would show up with the same need, reminding me that I was on the right course and to keep going. Those women helped me see the model of mentorship, which recognizes there are 6 times in our careers when mentorship accelerates our growth. Businesses around the world now use that model as a framework for their mentorship and employee resource programs, all created by the queens of the Queen City. I'm so grateful to the early members who believed in me before I believed in myself. May every woman find that kind of support. Rhonda Mickelson, Northwestern Mutual. Rhonda Mickelson focuses on recruiting top talent and developing future leaders in her role as Chief Development Officer with Northwestern Mutual in Charlotte. She also serves a variety of clients through her firm, Mickelson Consulting. She's also an active volunteer and enjoys helping the Charlotte community through her service with Hands on Charlotte, an organization whose mission is to inspire, equip, and mobilize a diverse core of volunteers to strengthen the community. She also volunteers with Good Friends Charlotte, a women's organization devoted to providing individuals and families with financial resources to improve their lives and inspire hope. Mickelson has a Bachelor of Arts degree in Business Administration and Management from Michigan State University. Brenda Harris, BPN Staffing Solutions. As CEO of the BPN Group of Charlotte, Brenda Harris leads her team in filling the staffing needs of a variety of professional business sectors, including healthcare organizations and manufacturing and engineering firms. Martha Honeycutt, Answer Scholarship. As Program Director for Mentors for Moms and the Answer Scholarship, Martha Honeycutt leads a team that helps women raising school-age children earn a college degree. A graduate of the University of Michigan with a Bachelor of Arts degree in Communications and Public Relations, Honeycutt worked in Germany for Lignitach GmbH, an automotive supplier. Upon returning to the U.S., she joined Ford Motor Company, where she held a variety of positions, including serving as a member of the Women's Marketing Team and the Women's Speakers Bureau. She credits her parents with inspiring her to serve others. My mother and father dedicated time and treasures to several worthy causes and encouraged me to be the best I could be for myself and my community, she said. Their inspiration drives my passion for service. Sarah Hutchins, Parker Poe. Sarah Hutchins is a business litigation and government investigations attorney at Parker Poe Adams & Bernstein. A leader in the Charlotte area's nonprofit community, she chairs the Humane Society of Charlotte Board of Directors and serves on the boards of the McCall Center for Art and Innovation and the Mecklenburg County Bar Foundation. For inspiration, Hutchins draws on the wisdom of her paternal grandmother, who served Great Britain in World War II and was the first female head of household for the United States Foreign Service, taking her 3 sons to live in a variety of locations around the world. I continue to be inspired by her grit, and I look at her photo on my dresser often, Hutchins said. I hope she would be proud of the mother and woman I am. Erin Miller, CBRE. As Managing Director for CBRE, Erin Miller works with clients who outsource real estate services, including facilities management, project management, and transaction management. Outsourcing these functions often dictates major changes in operations, and that's where Miller and her organization step in. We take a consultative approach to help clients understand the benefits of outsourcing, Miller said. Miller holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Integrated Marketing Communications from Winthrop University and both an MBA and Certificate in Design Thinking from Wake Forest University. She plans to continue her higher education pursuits. It has always been my goal to earn a doctorate and potentially teach at the collegiate level later in my career, she said.
If I had to mentor a young female leader, I'd want to leave her with sort of 3 things. First, know what makes you truly you. Often we define our professional brand as pretty narrowly based on our career, our education, or our employer. But it's important to not lose sight of the historical contextual experiences that only you can offer and how you can bring them to the table in a very unique and personal way. Second, fail, learn, adapt. Fail for a completely different reason. Learn something new, adapt again. I am a firm believer in never being a not person. You'll never hear me say, I'm not a writer, or I'm not a finance person, or I'm not a woodworker, because the reality is I was never any of those things until I failed, learned, adapt, accepted criticism, failed again, failed probably a few more times before ultimately what happens is your brain rewires. It takes those experiences and all of a sudden you are no longer not that thing. You are that thing, and you're going to continue evolving to be a better version of that thing if you allow yourself the time to be. And third, but certainly not the least important, is to take care of yourself. Find the thing that de-stresses you and be regimented about doing that thing. If you enjoy cooking, make the time to cook. If you enjoy reading, make the time to read. Personally, I like to work out. So I work out every single day because it's the only time where I can put in an audiobook, go through some physical activity, and allow my brain to repair and rewire itself and get me set for the rest of the day. And by the way, no one's going to give you that time. You have to make it, and you can't apologize about it because it's something that we as humans all need.
Monica Nesbach, Design Bar LLC. As the owner and chief interior designer at Design Bar, Monica Nesbach has designed a variety of notable interiors in Charlotte, including the vintage whiskey and cigar bar, which she describes as, quote, reminiscent of Cuban style, so I incorporated wallpaper with newspaper dipped in coffee.
Who inspired me to get to where I am today? And that's a really hard question to answer because, you know, you go on your path and there's so many people that influence you along the way. So there's definitely several people I need to mention. The first pair of people that I need to mention, which is probably very unexpected, is a few high-level executives at my previous employer, where I worked for 14 years. They believed in me before I actually believed in myself, and actually encouraged me to get out of my comfort zone and test the unknown. So here I am doing what I do. So that was pretty amazing, and I probably wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for them. But in addition to that, I would probably say my mother. My mother demonstrated early on that anything was achievable if you remain dedicated. She's been a constant advocate throughout my life and has supported my decisions at all times, which I know was very hard for her because she actually lives in Germany. So I live here in the United States and have been living here for about 20 years. And it is obviously not an easy thing to let your child go overseas and live there. So anyway, and finally, I'd like to mention my support system here. I have a true group of friends that have become family here in America. We call them family or chosen family, however you want to see it. Without their constant encouragement and without them having an open ear for me at any time, I probably would not be where I am today. What best advice would I give somebody who wants to do similar work than I do? Fun question. I would probably say run, choose finance. You'll be less stressed and not poor. No, seriously. I think in order to succeed in interior design, you must have extreme passion for the subject matter and dedication. Definitely remaining nimble and open to constant change. Be ready to learn and adapt every day. Our clients expect from us that we always create something new and that we change spaces, change energies, change everything pretty much. I think design in itself per definition is change. You know, change to something better, change to something new. So like to be open to that change and not having your mind stuck to something is extremely, extremely important. But it also, if you think about it, opens the door for tremendous growth. So it's very rewarding. and at the end is a truly gratifying and amazing feeling. So do it. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody at Mecklenburg Times for this amazing award. I am so truly honored and humbled to have received it, and I want to say thank you to everybody who's nominated, everybody who's voted, who made the decisions. Believe me, I am beyond grateful to have achieved this award, so thank you so much.
Lindsay Rusty, J.E. Dunn Construction. As senior consultant with Deloitte Consulting, Lindsay Rusty draws on a long career as an architect and project manager at a variety of firms in Charlotte. She most recently served as a senior lean specialist with J.E. Dunn Construction, where she coached and trained employees and project teams on basic lean problem-solving tools. She served as the employee engagement champion, employee stock option plan liaison, and the coordinator of in-house training needs for the Charlotte office. She also managed the design, construction, and relocation of J.E. Dunn's new Charlotte 12,000 square foot office in 2016. Rusty has a Bachelor of Science degree in architecture from the University of Virginia. She earned an MBA from the University of Maryland with a concentration in marketing, globalization, and operations strategy. Melissa Taylor, Network to Build Grow. Melissa Taylor is the founder of Network Build Grow, a community of professionals, entrepreneurs, and executives providing each other with support, encouragement, resources, referrals, collaborations, and much more. NBG is a membership-based community with over 125 events each year, spanning many types of platforms and purposes, including seminars, speaking engagement, workshops, online training, and one-on-one strategy and implementation coaching.
Besides my entrepreneurial parents, actually the person that has influenced me the most is, hands down, my husband, Roger. So not only does he always support my many ideas, but he works alongside me to really make those ideas for our business and other people's businesses really come alive. He doesn't always see the whole picture from like the onset of what I see, but he believes in me and can see the potential of where the ideas are headed, and he's never too busy and consistently asks me, how can I help? And I've actually taken that same posture of how can I help in everything that I do. In this ever-changing world, it is important to maintain a positive outlook and a posture of really helping others. And this mindset of assistance and detailed communication is really the key in these times. Asking others how best you can come alongside them is the best way that I have found to be a powerful influence on others and really even yourself. So this takes intentional effort to stay connected and available, even if there is distance between you. So like cards, gifts, regular communication of really any kind that can keep you connected and show that you are open to them reaching out to you for your help anytime. Each day brings new opportunities and possibilities. Now, I've heard that you should have a morning routine, and I've tried. Look, I just found it incredibly stifling. It was limiting, it was too rigid. I prefer to just wake up to each new day, not stifle the creativity and the ability to help others by sticking to a focused routine. See, anytime that I place these have-tos in my life, I take this risk of missing out on not only opportunities, but also on exciting things that can excel me beyond the wildest thoughts, hopes, and dreams that I have. Now, I'm not saying a morning routine is a bad thing. I do calendar blocking, but just keep it in perspective and know when it's okay to deviate from the plan. In the thought leadership and business strategist industry, there is always room for experts. Even though this space might seem really crowded at first glance, many are not there for the good of the overall community. There are experts, but they're more interested in fame and fortune than truly impacting other people's lives. So the industry may feel saturated, but we are in short supply of exceptional thought leaders and strategists. You know, I think I contribute the rapid growth of my business to our Network Build Grow community that we started about 5 years ago. See, I was disappointed in all the networking and the entrepreneurial events that I was attending around town, so I just decided to start my own group. And I began that group specifically designed to help small business owners and entrepreneurs by bringing in experts, speakers, authors, coaches in all areas of personal and professional development. And through that, I built a really strong and active community for everyone to get help and the support that they need, including me. One of our many mottos at Network Build Grow is the advice I would give to an emerging woman leader is to have a mind of abundance. Don't box yourself in. Rather, make decisions each day as if success is now and not just when or if you achieve XYZ goal. There is an abundance of success available to all of us. And if you strive to impact others and bring them with you along the way, you will not only have good company, but you will have an ever-increasing circle of influence to celebrate with you every step of the way.
Tanisha Thompson, JPAR Carolina Living. With over 20 years of experience in real estate, Tanisha Thompson handles all sectors of the real estate market from commercial, residential, investment and corporate housing, and management through her work as a realtor with JPAR Carolina Living and a broker with Synergy Realty Group in Charlotte.
Hi, I'm Tanisha Thompson, and it's an honor to be one of Mecklenburg Times Women of Influence for 2021. The women who have shaped my life and career are more than influencers. They're mentors, change makers, and exceptional examples of why I continue to grow in the area of leadership and service to my community. My paternal and maternal grandmothers were incredible, determined, pillars of their communities. Both single mothers, one after the death of a soldier, and the other after the death of a love story. My paternal grandmother was a social worker and community activist. I was forever changed and grateful for the lessons she taught me about serving others. My maternal grandmother was a nurse at a retirement home until the age of 72. She also sold Avon for over 40 years. She was a caregiver to anyone and everyone. My mother has impeccable work ethic, a true leader for her team and her company for over 33 years. These women gave me my foundation, my understanding of being a wife, a mother, a friend, and a servant to my community. My professional influences deserve just as much recognition for pouring into me from the time that I was 15 until today. I'm still in contact and connected with all of them. They're my past supervisors, employers, colleagues, and educators. They helped me discover my grit, fine-tune my leadership skills through their exceptional examples. A sincere thank you to Marizelle Harrison, Maya Williams, Marie McLucas, Dale Allison, and Judge Winifred Cannon. My intention is to continue to be an example to other women in my personal and professional life, to encourage and mentor them so that they can reach their highest potential. I begin with my own daughters, my clients, my friends, family, and neighbors. Thank you, Mecklenburg Times, for this incredible recognition, and kudos to the other honorees.
Christine Nicolucci Mason, Telecom Made Simple. As a voice and data specialist and owner of Telecom Made Simple in Charlotte, Christine Nicolucci Mason works with leadership teams to assess their telecom needs and develops solutions to target those needs and deliver in a timely manner. Mason says that if she could have dinner with anyone of her choosing, she would dine with Mother Teresa, who helped the unwanted, the unloved, and the uncared for. She served the less fortunate and never judged anyone, Mason said. I would love to learn from her and receive guidance on how I could best serve children in need. Mason has a Bachelor of Science degree in Economics and Finance from the Ramapo College of New Jersey.
Hi, my name is Christine Mason with Telecom Made Simple. One of my biggest influencers in my career has to be my brother Joe and my husband Dean. I was working for another agent doing what I do, and that job was coming to an end, so I was at a crossroads. Do I start my own agency or do I find another job? My brother and my husband encouraged me to follow my dream of having my own business. It has been a blessing because 6 years after I started my business, my husband was in a horrific accident that left him disabled, so I became the sole provider of our family. Another big influencer, which leads me to this, another big influencer was my former channel manager. He encouraged me to get out and network. His advice to me was network, network, network. So that's what I did. I jumped in and I went to just about every networking event in and around the Charlotte area. I did that for 5 years. And the fruits of my labor was I currently have a wonderful business. And that business has grown solely by word of mouth. The best advice I would give an emerging leader is to genuinely care about the needs of your clients, the colleagues that you have the pleasure of networking with, and the community that surrounds you. Educate your clients and share with them advice on services that would best suit their needs, even if it means you don't make the sale. Develop strong and genuine relationships with those clients and your colleagues. Doing the right thing for your colleagues and clients' businesses is ultimately the right thing for your business if you're in it for the long haul. So networking, care about people, help grow their businesses, because ultimately it's going to be the best thing for you and for your business. Give back to the community that surrounds you. That is so important. I love donating my gift of time. I'm trying to do my part to make this world a better place, and I hope that you try to do the same, because Charlotte is an incredible, incredible city to be a part of. Thank you.
Amanda Nieto, Robinson Bradshaw. Amanda Nieto is the experienced class action litigator and partner at Robinson Bradshaw in Charlotte. She is also an expert in managing the massive e-discovery burdens of big cases and has counseled clients on how to persevere, collect, and analyze e-discovery to minimize cost and save time.
Hi, my name is Amanda Pickens-Nitto. I'm an attorney at Robinson Bradshaw and have been practicing for about 10 years. I'm a business litigator who defends class actions and helps executives involved in complex legal disputes. I'm so honored to be recognized by the Mecklenburg Times as one of the 50 most influential women in Charlotte. What an exciting time it is for us. One of the questions asked was, what advice would you give to someone that you're mentoring? And I have to tell you, one thing that I have discovered over the past 2 years is the power of vulnerability and the power of just being real. I think so many of us pretend like we've got it all together, that we're the perfect mom, we're the perfect community volunteer, we're the perfect worker. And sometimes it's so much easier just to say, like, this is really hard, or I'm really struggling right now. And those moments of being vulnerable and being authentic, I think, allow you to connect with other people. You become more real, you become a bit more human, and you gain, I think, a lot of respect from people. And so that's my advice. And thank you again for this wonderful honor.
Tracy Oname, Samaritan's Feet. A co-founder and executive vice president of Samaritan's Feet in Charlotte, Tracy is the guardian of the organization's culture and chief encourager. The nonprofit organization was established to provide shoes for needy children around the world. Along with her husband and co-founder, she has set a goal of bringing a life-changing message of hope, love, and compassion to those they serve. To date, Samaritan's Feet has served over 8.5 million people around the world. She has an associate degree in liberal arts and sciences from the University of North Dakota Lake Region. Along with her Midwest upbringing, she credits the women in her family who have overcome extreme poverty and hardship for inspiring her to achieve her dreams. These women were paramount in showcasing a resiliency to overcome obstacles and create opportunities for themselves and their communities, she said. Anna O'Neill, Wells Fargo. Anna O'Neill is Senior Counsel and Vice President at Wells Fargo in Charlotte. She earned her Bachelor of Arts degree in psychology from UNC Chapel Hill and her law degree from the University of Virginia School of Law.
Hello, I'm Anna O'Neill, Senior Counsel at Wells Fargo. One way that I've used my morning routine to maximize productivity and well-being is that I try and take my dogs for a walk every morning. It's a great way to get outside, clear my head, get some fresh air and exercise, and just feel good, a good way to start the day. And so I've really enjoyed that, especially working from home. I've been able to try and do it early in the morning or fit it in between meetings, but it's been a great way to kind of start my day and get going. And one group that I found really helpful here in the Charlotte area is Crew Charlotte. That's Commercial Real Estate Women Charlotte. And it's an international organization. This is the Charlotte chapter, and I've been a part of it for almost 10 years. It's just such a positive, wonderful group of strong women and men. Its primary goal is to promote women in the field of commercial real estate, but it's so much more than that. People are just so supportive, so wonderful, really want to help people at every level of their career, and are always there to help each other and give leads, give work to each other, and really support each other. And I found it to be a great organization, something I'm really proud to be a part of.
Jennifer Priam, Atrium Health. As a senior data scientist in infectious disease and disease prevention at Atrium Health in Charlotte, Jennifer Priam works directly with physicians to conduct research that guides decision-making to improve healthcare treatment and outcomes.
My advice would be take the pressure off yourself. There is no right answer, and embrace the ambiguity of life, because that's where creativity and passion and all of the best things in life live.
Lori Reedhead, Bank of America. Lori Reedhead, Bank of America's Enterprise Chief Information and Data Officer and a member of the tech leadership team, retired at the end of September. In her job at B of A, Reedhead led a team responsible for enterprise data management, capital liquidity risk technology, and coordination of various enterprise strategic execution efforts, including comprehensive capital analysis and review, global resolution and recovery plan, and divestitures. She also was responsible for the Enterprise Resolution Execution Office established to monitor activities with potential enterprise-wide impact and to manage related events for purposes of ensuring enterprise stability at the bank. Nikita Mittal, Wells Fargo. A project manager consultant at Wells Fargo in Charlotte, Nikita Mittal brings a wealth of international experience to her job and community activities. She has a master's degree in international business from the Institute of Management Studies in Delhi, India. Courtney Mospin, Wingate University. Courtney Mospin is an embedded ambulatory care faculty member at Novant Health Family and Sports Medicine, specializing in diabetes education and management and women's health. She is also an associate professor of pharmacy at Wingate University. Mospin dreams of elevating the pharmacist profession to a higher status. I would like to create meaningful practice change for pharmacists to be able to practice at the top of their license and training while being recognized and reimbursed as the healthcare provider they are, she said. Mospin earned her bachelor's degree from The Ohio State University and her pharmaceutical degree from Ohio Northern University. Josie Lukacek, Sweet Spot Studio. Josie Lukacek is the owner and head cake decorating and professional level instructor at Sweet Spot Studio in Charlotte. Offering pastry and baking classes to all levels of bakers, she also runs Sweet Spot Kitchen, an incubator for small-scale entrepreneurial baking businesses. Born and raised in the Washington, D.C. metro area, Lukacek graduated from the University of Miami with a degree in entrepreneurship. After years of testing out gourmet cupcake recipes on friends and family, she followed her passion to France, where she received formal pastry training at the École Nationale Supérieure de Pâtisserie in Issingeau. Lukacek believes in putting community before competition. The baking and educational world is easier to navigate with allies and friends, she said. Everyone wins. Pat Martinez, Leadership in the Clouds. Owner and fractional CEO of the management consulting firm Leadership in the Clouds, Martinez is an author, community leader, a national speaker, and an advocate for social capital building. She has received awards for her advocacy and leadership, including BMW's Paying It Forward for her impact in her community. She was one of MEA Magazine's 25 Distinguished Women in Business and has been named Businesswoman of the Year by La Noticia. She is the second Latina to be inducted into the Women's History Hall of Fame at the Levine Museum of the New South. Martinez also leads the community engagement and social capital component for U-City Family Zone, a partnership for improving the social determinants of health, quality of life, and equity in the University City communities. Heather McCullough, Society 54. Society 54 co-founder Heather McCullough represents the power of hard work, strategy, and collaboration. For more than 18 years, she has brought game-changing results to professional services firms across the country. In addition to Society 54, McCullough is co-founder and principal at the Curall Project, focusing on leadership development for professional services. Mckay Richardson, Mckay & Company Real Estate. Mckay Richardson is a Charlotte real estate broker who owns her own firm, Mckay & Company Real Estate. She has a Bachelor of Business Administration degree with the University of South Carolina Upstate and is active in the community, volunteering with the Ortho Carolina Classic 10K Run. Richardson was named to the Charlotte Agenda's 30 Under 30 class of 2017, and in 2016 was named as a Real Estate Rising Star by the Charlotte Observer. She credits her mother for giving her the inspiration to aim for lofty goals. My mom provided me with a foundation to foster dreams and the support to achieve them, she said.
Hi, I'm Mckay Richardson, and I am the broker and owner of Mckay & Co. Real Estate. First, I want to thank the Mecklenburg Times for this recognition. I greatly appreciate it. And I want to go ahead and get straight into this question because I know we're on a limited time frame. The question is, what advice would you give to an emerging woman leader? And I'm going to answer this question as if I were speaking to myself 5 years ago. I was always that girl that would want to write down steps to what I wanted to accomplish by a certain time frame. And I think that it's great to have a vision. I think it's very much so necessary so that you know what direction you should be heading into. But I will say, don't get discouraged if things aren't going exactly as you planned for them to be. Or if you find that, you're having to take 10 steps back, in order to go 7 steps forward. You're going to feel like your world is in total chaos at sometimes. You're going to feel like you're going left and then you're being pulled right. There's really not a clear blueprint on exactly how to do anything that you're trying to do that you create from your mind. You literally birth this vision from your mind. So just know there's going to be a lot of bumps and a lot of bruises along the way. But as long as you keep channeling your energy towards that vision, you have no choice but to succeed. There's going to be a lot of nights where you're exhausted, where you're tired. Maybe you have to miss out on, some moments that, you would have looked forward to have going to, but you're busy with work. So there is going to be some sacrifice that's involved in it. But just know that if you keep working and chipping away at it, that vision has no choice but to eventually come into fruition for you. And I hope this helps some young woman accomplish her dreams. Thank you.
Kesha A. Rivers, the CARS Group. As Chief Outcome Facilitator with the CARS Group, Kesha Rivers specializes in helping organizations facilitate outcomes by managing the people side of change through engagement, learning, and leadership.
Hello, I am Keisha Rivers, President and Chief Outcome Facilitator of the CARS Group, and I am so excited to have been named as one of Mecklenburg's 50 most influential women. Just for the purposes of this video, I really wanted to share with you someone who's been so inspiring for me. That's kind of put me on this path to the people side of change, as I call it. And it was really my mother. I remembered one day I was ranting and raving about something that was not sitting well with me in the world. And I kept saying, somebody needs to do something about that. And she walked by and she said, "Aren't you someone?" And that just changed my whole perspective on what it meant to have a place in the world, have space in the world, and to make an impact on the world. And so every day that I live my life, every day that I work with people, every day that I do what I do with clients and equip people to embrace this process of change that they're going through in their lives, I remember that it doesn't matter how insurmountable the odds are, how big the mountain looks, but you are someone and you have the ability to impact someone in a positive way that they may not have thought about before you coming along. And if I had the opportunity to mentor or pour into new and emerging women leaders who are up and coming, I just want to give you one word of advice. Be wholly, fully, and authentically you. Show up, take up space, and understand that the ways in which you show up in the world have an impact and a ripple effect that go far beyond what you possibly could ever imagined. Thanks so much. Have a great one.
Stacy Woods, XPO Logistics. As Senior Vice President for Human Resources Operations at XPO Logistics, Stacy Woods oversees many of the company's HR functions. She is an award-winning HR professional, and her honors include the Top Performer Award from the Wells Fargo Technology and Operations Group, the Outstanding Achievements in Technology Award from NAMIC Carolinas, and the University of South Carolina Outstanding Alumni Award. Sivile Jayasine, Gresham Smith. Sivile Jayasine was always drawn towards creative pursuits, but in college she started out as a computer science major. Eventually, she became a business major with an interior design minor before deciding to pursue interior design as her career. Today, she is a senior interior designer with Gresham Smith in Charlotte and runs her own photography business called Civipics. In September 2018, she won the Alfred Williams Good Design Challenge for her work in creating a collaborative art piece to be auctioned off in support of a Charlotte area nonprofit. She has a bachelor's degree in interior design from Appalachian State University. Beth York, Atrium Health. In her role as administrative director of the oncology department at Levine Cancer Institute, Beth York leads groundbreaking work in clinical programs, research, and medical education in supportive care.
Hi, I'm Beth York, and I'm honored to be recognized as a 2021 Most Influential Woman. I'm currently the Administrative Director of the Department of Supportive Oncology at Atrium Health's Levine Cancer Institute, where I build and expand programs for cancer patients and their families. I'm also serving as the Area Board Chair for American Cancer Society's Western North Carolina and South Carolina region. In that role, I help build partnerships with local leaders and cancer advocates in the areas of cancer prevention, detection, and survivorship. I think it's important to remember that we can all be influential. It doesn't matter if you have a microphone, a fancy title, or 1 million followers. We can all make a difference. To me, it just takes courage, commitment, convictions, and a little creativity. Remember, small changes can make a large impact. I'm very fortunate to be surrounded by giants in my field, both personally and professionally. My 3 teenage sons, my extended family, my friends, and my professional colleagues all do an extraordinary job at making a difference in the lives of others. I see their commitment, their compassion, and their service on a daily basis, and they inspire me. They surround me with love, motivation, and levity, and they encourage me to do my best and push myself even further. Remember, it's important that you exercise your passions and exercise your courage and be open to what unfolds. Thank you.
Jennifer Zaccardi Coulson, Atrium Health. Jennifer Zaccardi Coulson is Vice President and Chief Nurse Executive of Behavioral Health with Atrium Health in Charlotte. Active in her community, she serves as vice chair of the Girl Scouts Hornets Nest Council and was instrumental in securing mental health first aid training for troop leaders and other service volunteers.
Hi, everyone. My name's Jennifer Zaccardi Colson, and I'm going to answer the question about what keeps me motivated and what helps me with my well-being. So working in behavioral health, I'm all about mental well-being and keeping in my resiliency zone. So what do I do in the morning? I get up, I take a pretty brisk walk, whether it's 5 minutes to 30 minutes, just to get the blood flowing and moving around. It gets your brain active and going. And then I do some daily intentions, or as my sister introduced me to, a sun salutation. And it's just a daily intention. What do I want to put out to the universe? Is there somebody in my life who's struggling, who needs some healing? And it really helps with your own mental well-being as well. I do think routine is something that we should all practice. It keeps us in our schedule, and it all adds to that mental well-being. So I hope this information was helpful, and I am honored to have been selected for this prestigious award. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us as we recognize these 50 most influential women of Charlotte in 2021. It is our hope that next year we'll be able to gather in person, but until then, we encourage you to share this link with your friends and family around the world so that they can participate in our very great honor of recognizing the 50 most influential women. Thank you.